Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I am not in the hot take community. I am not trying to just make videos that are going to be so out there that people think, what's this idiot think? But that is a process of taking unique stands. In a community that supports groupthink, where everybody has to agree about the tier lists and about who's good and who's bad, there's very little appreciation for when somebody zigs while everybody else zags. And I'd like to think the reason why my channel is still around after about 6 years of doing this, and the reason why I have as much support as I have, is because people appreciate even when I'm wrong, I'm willing to take a step out there and take risks. It's so funny though, the same people that tell you that you're wrong when you're right never show up. They never say in the comments, hey, I just want you to know I really appreciate this video. But I will say, I shouldn't even say never, because for the first time in 6 years, I had somebody comment on my warning last Friday that we need to watch out for the sales being addictions that lead to purchases no matter what. Somebody said, I never support this channel, but I liked this video. And that meant more to me than any comment I've read in the last 6 years, because somebody was willing to say, hey, I normally hate this guy, and I think he's a clown, but in this particular video, he had a point. I mean, that's progress to me. And hey, you know what? Sometimes I can be a clown. Not intentionally, but a clown can be a clown even if you don't realize makeup is all over your face. And so when I make a video about how this could have been a great opportunity for a special free arena, there are going to be people who roll their eyes and say, Prof, the arena is the worst thing about this game. I hate it. My eyes roll back in my head when I think about the arena. I'd rather do my taxes than the arena. The fact that you do the arena means you're an arena loser and an arena addict, and I don't dispute any of those points. But I'm making this video because when you have an event that is so almost unanimously greeted with disappointment by a community, and a company that's so tone deaf that instead of saying, we messed up, and they've done that before, by the way, there is historical precedent for them saying, yeah, we screwed this up. They're saying, hey, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Even though the biggest lie of them all, and I did cover this in a video, and I don't like using the word lie in a video. I really went back and forth. I had my subscribers tell me that it was actually an understatement, but it still made me uncomfortable. And to this day, like out of all the videos I've produced this year, it's the one that I'm like, I don't feel the best about that video. But it's a lie, because what Kabam Mike said was the truth, was that this was a downscale event, which is true in regards to the number of bundles. We're used to seeing 15 to 20 bundles in this. We're not seeing that number, though if you look at it, it's 4, 8, 11. And by the time Friday's bundles hits, it may be about the 15 bundle number that we're used to seeing, just not all at once, like we are the Friday that July 4th week sales drop, or Cyber Week sales drop, or even spring cleaning sales drop. But you have a bunch of people who don't want to spend their units on trash rare champion selectors that are crazy overpriced, or for that matter 6-star shards that are crazy overpriced. But if you know, like let's say you just want to do something that is a huge risk, we've seen people do it and actually turn out to be okay, but most people don't. Let's say you want to go for this. You want to turn in the retail price of 165,000 6-star shards for one 7-star crystal. Wouldn't recommend it. On paper it's a terrible value, but let's say you want to do it. Let's also say that you can't afford the units that it costs to do this trade-in right here, because of course 165,000 units is conveniently exactly, or excuse me, 165,000 shards is conveniently exactly what you'll get from 10 of these with 11,000 units. And that's why the lie is a lie from Kabam Mike, because yes, the scale of bundles, the number itself is smaller, but the amount of units people are being asked to spend for these offers is higher. Not lower, but higher. So in a way, this is a bigger ask of the community than normal offers, which is the opposite of saying something is a smaller scale. It's actually a larger scale in terms of purchasing power and purchasing opportunity. So that aside, let's say you've got people who don't want to spend cash and they do want to feel appreciated. Well, this would be the perfect time, because we don't have a second featured champion arena, because remember, normally this is the 4th Thursday of the month. So this new Iron Man, which I think has been met with kind of what the kids would call a mid response. He's not amazing. He's not terrible. He's just kind of mid. But his buff, after years of waiting, could not have been the only thing to hunt for. you could have had a 6-star shard arena or even a 7-star shard arena that we've seen in the past month that they improved. And I do want to give Kabam credit where credit is due here. That 6-star shard and 7-star shard arena, along with the solo objective and milestones, one of the best things I've ever seen them improve on. The community hated the first couple of rounds. It was like pulling your teeth out. Some of them didn't even have multipliers. So you were doing hundreds of fights for a 6-star crystal, which was not worth it to most people, even back then. And now it would be a joke. And so they took down the number of fights you had to do, I want to say by as much as like 70%, maybe more than that. And then on top of that, they made the amount of points you had to put up way less. And they made the rewards better. So less fights for better rewards. What a beautiful recipe. If they gave us that, that would make some of the offers this 10-day period seem more reasonable in terms of spending cash or units, because you can farm, yes, a little bit of units in the arena, but more shards than normal in a special event. And that seems like that used to be what they wanted to do with special events like Summoner Appreciation. But they've kind of gone away from that full format now to where we have the Summoner Camp stuff. And on top of that, of course, besides the double track event, which I guess is now the official name of it, they have smaller events that happen more often, which in theory is supposed to help your bottom line. But if they're crap, to be blunt, then they're not going to help your bottom line. They're just going to hurt morale. And so if we want to help the morale of the community, we have to find out more ways through work, and yes, the arena is work, you can get free stuff. And then you can say, as Kabam Mike has said, hey, if you don't want to do the arena, you don't have to do it. But if you want the free stuff, you have that option. You don't have to spend thousands of units, or you don't have to just get absolutely taken to the cleaners to get that 7-star Civil Warrior, which I've been very honest. I think I'd rather take the 7-star Crystal Gamble over 7-star Civil Warrior anyway, even though I know it's technically a trophy champ at this point, and go from there. So that is my feedback. I know this video is a little controversial because I'm bringing up another arena that means work, but an arena with work and good rewards compared to a terrible side event that just makes people not loyal to a company and not loyal to a game makes a heck of a lot more sense. And when something makes a lot more sense, it typically makes a lot more dollars.